Hello everyone, welcome back to Farming Simulator 2019. Jared here with Water the Nation's Rage, catching up on the old stream farm map in this little series that I like to call Bumpkin Farming. I'm probably going to change the name of it once I head up a little bit in the world, but for right now, it is what it is. And I actually have a confession to make, you guys. I've got some good news and some bad news. If you saw the last video, which would have been part 3, then you watched as we got this field ready. We plowed it. Well, actually, we limed it, then we plowed it, then we sowed it, and then we fertilized it. Okay? As it stands now, all that stuff is still done. But here's where the bad news comes in. And it's not really that big of a deal. There is some good news. I actually didn't save the game after that episode. I don't know how. Somehow or another, I managed to let that slip by me, and the game never got saved. So all that progress was lost. Well, except everything that happened after the field was plowed, all that progress got lost. So I just had to catch everything back up again. I had to re-sow and re-fertilize the field. There is some good news in this, though. Okay, the good news is previously on that last episode, and the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because some people might take note of it, but in the previous episode, when I sowed this field, I actually planted wheat in the field. Unintentionally. I didn't mean to do that. I just started sowing the field and I didn't even think about talking about what I was going to plant or anything. I just sowed the field. And I happened to plant wheat because that's the default that the sower is set on. It's set on default to plant wheat. Okay, but this time around, I didn't do that. I didn't plant wheat. I actually chose what I wanted to choose originally, but I actually forgot to choose it when I had the sower. So, right now, what you're looking at is a freshly planted field of oat. That's right, we're growing oats. The reason why we're growing oats is because the price is pretty good with the oats right now. I either wanted to plant oats or canola, and I went with oats. The only reason why I didn't go with canola is because you cannot swath straw with canola in this game. I'm pretty sure you can in real life, but you can't get any straw out of the canola. And I would like to sell the straw too, because I want to get every last dime that I can possibly get. Okay, so in this episode we will be working in the woods here. We're going to be cutting down more trees, making money through the means of forestry as we wait on this crop to grow. Alright, before the crop is ready to harvest, we are going to be dealing with weeds. Okay, weeds are going to pop up, and we're going to have to watch the field closely. If we don't, it's going to get out of hand. Now, when the weeds first come up, you do have some options as far as taking care of them. You can use a weeder, or you can actually come over here and find the right thing. Let's see, where's it at? Yeah, you can use a weeder, or you can use a sprayer. You can spray herbicide, which is very, very expensive. Okay, the herbicide is not cheap at all. Yeah, you see right there, 2,000 liters of herbicide is $2,400. That's a lot of money. Okay, that's getting up there to where we can't afford to do that. So what I'm planning on doing is, as soon as those weeds pop up, I'm going to have to keep my eye on them because they are kind of sneaky. They're sneaky weeds. I'm going to have to lease this weeder right here. Or possibly even, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't necessarily need to buy, or I don't necessarily have to lease a large weeder. I can use the small one. You know, it's not going to be that big of a deal if I use the small weeder, and we will save money if we just go with the small one. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that field. Right now, I'm about to get busy. About to get busy out here in the woods. I know you guys don't want to watch me cut trees down, so I'll either time lapse portions of this, or I'll just cut it all out altogether. I haven't really decided yet. I only have one tree in that tipper at this point, so we will be filling that tipper up slowly but surely, and then we'll be taking another trip up to the sawmill up here and making some money like that. Now, this is one thing I plan to do, as I've mentioned in the previous videos. While I'm waiting on the crop to grow, I'm going to be cutting down trees. But that's not all that I can do to make money. I can also do contracts. I can work in other people's fields. I can use their equipment or lease. You know, they'll pay for the lease, and they'll pay me to do work in their field. So that's another option that we can choose to do while we're waiting on our own crop to grow. But right now, we're not going to worry about that. Not in this episode. Right now, we're actually going to worry about cutting these trees down. So I'm going to get to it. Here we go. Alright, one thing that I don't like about FS19, it is a lot more difficult to de-branch these trees with the chainsaw. In FS17, it wasn't nearly this difficult. I mean, you just literally walk down the tree with the chainsaw, and you didn't even have to kneel down or anything. All you had to do is just walk straight down it with the chainsaw on, and all the branches would go away. In this particular version of Farming Simulator, it's a lot more difficult to do that, and I don't know, I don't understand why, but it is. So it takes longer. Man, that was a big tree. Good grief. It's huge. So yeah, this is where the difficulty of the game really starts to come into play. This is where reality sets in. Because I don't have that much money. I owe a lot of money to the bank. There's a lot of things that I need to spend the money that I do have on, so that we can continue to successfully move forward. And yeah, this is just doing this by hand. This is, dang it. That's unfortunate. This is really starting to show how difficult this challenge that I set for myself is actually going to be. It's going to be difficult, and it's going to be time consuming. Like, yeah, I basically can't fit anything else into this trailer. It's completely full. I'm going to have to get it out of the woods without dropping any of this stuff. And that's not going to be easy to do. I have to get it all the way to the other side of the map now. Alright, so instead of trying to pack those logs back in the trailer, I'm just going to go with what I've got. It's gonna be hard enough just to keep this stuff in the trailer. It's just too small. Oh, just lost another one. Come on. No! I need some straps, but you can't strap a tipper trailer. And, you know, I would have got a flatbed trailer, but you can't pour grain onto a flatbed trailer. So the tipper trailer was a must-have. It was a necessity. And I was just thinking that I could, like, multi-purpose use it, but it's not a very good method of hauling logs at all. But I am a patient man. Dadgummit. I know that at times it might seem like this Let's Play is like watching paint peel, because things are progressing so slowly. But we are getting somewhere, believe it or not. We are getting somewhere. We're not in the hole. We're not, we haven't lost anything. We don't have a deficit at this point. We are slowly bringing in money. It's very slow, but we are bringing in money. We're not losing money. I absolutely love this map. I think the creator of the map did a very, very good job. Once again, it's Black Sheep modding. They made this map and they did very, very well. Ugh. Alright, we have arrived. Finally. Despite having to stop repeatedly and put the wood back in the trailer, we are finally here. In case you guys are thinking or just wondering if I'm going to cut down every tree in those woods by hand, no, I am not. I'm not about to do that. I do have a secondary plan. I would like to use as much of that wood and sell as much of that wood as I possibly can, but I'm not planning on doing it by hand. No way. Like I said, I can do contracting. That's another good way to make money on the fly. And I'm planning on doing that. I'm just not going to do that in this episode. We'll get around to doing that a little bit later in the series. And as we make money, we'll be able to invest in different types of equipment. And there are some pretty cheap replacements that I can use. There's some pretty good equipment that I can use to do this, so I'm not doing it by hand. There's some really good mods that have just recently came out as far as forestry goes, and the different options that you have for doing forestry. Cheaper alternatives than, you know, actually buying like a tree harvester or something like that. Obviously that would be the easiest and the fastest way to get about doing this, but you know, a tree harvester costs a serious amount of money that I'm not going to have anytime soon. So that's a pretty good bit of wood right there. Let's see how much we get for it. $5,263. Not too shabby. In fact, you know what I'm going to go ahead and do with that money? See, to me, that was worth every penny. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pay back $5,000 of that loan. And I'll just do that. I'll pay it off. I don't really want to pay it all off right now. Like I said, I'll just do it in increments. I just put $5 grand down towards it. And we'll have it paid off pretty soon. So it's not a big deal. And the interest that we're paying on it isn't that much either, so we'll survive. You know, that was like 1.5 trees in that trailer. So I'm really, really excited to see how much I'll get for more wood than that. Like whenever I'm able to actually haul a greater amount of wood than what I just hauled, how much I'm going to get for it. That's actually a really good price for what I just sold. Alright, we're passing our field. No sign of weeds yet, but I have a feeling that come tomorrow morning we might be seeing some weeds pop up, so we're going to need to jump on that right away. Alright, we probably don't have enough time to carry any more loads to the lumber mill, but I do have a little bit more daylight left to cut down another tree, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Gonna fall right on the tractor. Okay, that was close. Whoa. It's freaking out. Okay, that was crazy. Now, that is looking a whole lot better. That is actually pretty gorgeous, pretty beautiful. Now, if only all of the loads can be that neat. And you know what? It's not dark yet. There's really no point in adding any more wood to the trailer, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go back up to the sawmill and sell this. See how much I can get for this one tree here. That definitely looks a lot better than the last load, and the way that it's actually stacked in this trailer, I ought to be able to get away with driving considerably faster than I did the last time, without having to worry about it flying out everywhere. As long as I don't hit any bumps or take any of these turns too sharp, I should be okay. If anybody played FS19, you gotta remember how bad the grip was when you would pick these logs up by hand. It was awful. If you bumped into anything, then you would automatically drop the log. So they have improved that, and I have to say that if this was FS17, I wouldn't be doing this by hand. That was super annoying in that game because, I mean, if you just barely even bumped into something while you were holding anything, really, but especially a log, a piece of wood, yeah, he would just your guy would just automatically drop whatever he was holding, and that was super frustrating. It made everything take a lot longer, but they have improved that greatly. So that's one good thing about it. I'm back up at 50,000 again. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be worth it. If I can keep the money coming in like this, we're gonna be doing very well for ourselves before too long. But that's the thing, you just gotta stay consistent with it. By the way, I apologize for not uploading anything last weekend. I actually was very busy. I work full time. I'm also married. I also have 2 small children. And last weekend just wasn't a good weekend to work on any videos at all. So, wow, look at the reflections in those puddles right there. Isn't that something? It's really awesome looking. Very realistic there. But yeah, I can't always promise that I'll be able to do this consistently or even be able to put out a video every week of this Let's Play series. It takes a while to make these videos as far as recording them, editing them, uploading them. It takes a while. We've got weeds. I didn't even notice that, but check it out. Our crop is already in its first stage. We might have to go ahead and take care of those weeds tonight instead of waiting. I think that would probably be the best thing to do. It's like we're going to be working late into the night. I was hoping that I would be able to get some sleep pretty soon, but we don't need to let those weeds sit in that field for too long. Anyhow, as I was saying, I'm going to do the best I can with being as consistent as I can, but it's not always possible for me to do it on a consistent basis. Like, you know, I can't ever promise you that there's going to be a set schedule as to when the next video is going to come out. I'm just too busy. However, if you want to be notified when a new video does come out, just click on the bell next to the subscribe button. That is, if you are already subscribed to One of the Nation's Rage, just click on the bell next to the subscribe button and it will notify you as soon as I come out with a new video. Alright, time to go lease a weeder. There it is. And I really hate that I'm having to do this in the dark, but I really don't have a choice. It's either go ahead and take care of it now or wait until tomorrow morning, but by then it could be too late to get rid of the weeds by means of a weeder, and I would have to pay a lot more to use herbicide to get rid of the weeds. So I would rather do it now and save money, so I apologize. Oh, the things we'll do to save money. It's so dark out here that it's actually very disorienting, and because this field has such an odd shape to it, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell where you've been and where you haven't been. You see that, right? I mean, that's neither here nor there. It's a mess. I got most of it, but there are bits and pieces that I missed for sure. And the only thing that I can do is try to find the spots where I can actually see the weeds. The good thing is the weeds are a slightly different color. Like there's one right there. The color is slightly greener than the oats. And that's really the only way that I can tell where I haven't been, is by looking for that different color. It stands out a little bit, but it's still really hard to see. Alright, well, as far as I can tell, I got all of them. That was a pain. That was worse than cutting down the trees with the saw and loading them by hand into the tiny tipper trailer. But it's done, and we can actually go ahead and fertilize the field, but I am going to wait until in the morning to do that. I'm just glad that we are done. We don't have to worry about the weeds. Sorry that I did that at night, but I really didn't have a choice. Okay. Well, it's bedtime. We will proceed in the morning. Okay. Another day on the, I want to say farm, but it's just a field. It's not a farm yet. Alright, we're in the second growth stage for the oats. They're looking healthy, they're looking good. We can go ahead and fertilize now. And after we're done here with the fertilizing, we should be looking forward to a very, very bountiful harvest of oats. Should do very well with these oats. And we'll see what kind of a difference it makes when you actually take care of the soil in the field. Because when we bought that field, it was not in very good condition. Like I said, it needed lime, it needed to be plowed, and it needed to be fertilized, actually. But we're going to do it the right way so that we get the best results. Alright, well, there it is. You see the state of the field. You see it's in the second fertilization stage. I've fertilized twice. I didn't mean to say that. It's been fertilized twice. It's in the second or possibly even third or fourth growing phase. Man, it's growing fast. It's going to be ready to harvest probably by tomorrow, actually. Um, we're moving ahead. We're doing really good. We're about to start making some serious money. I'm going to let you guys go and call it here. In the next video, we will be harvesting this crop. Until then, I'm going to be busy in the woods. I know you guys don't want to watch me cut down all these trees one by one, so I'm just going to do that off camera. And I'll be racking up with the income as I do that. Just trying to make as much money as I can and be as productive as I can. And we'll see how much money I make and how much I progress on the next video. I'll show you guys what it looks like after I get done with these trees. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Jared here with Why Did the Nations Rage, shining out, so on and so forth. See you later.